Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Nick Push, back with another Breaking Bad tier list video. As I stated last time, I mostly focus on horror movies and horror movie talk on this channel, but I'm branching out a little bit and I'm going to start talking about some of my favorite TV shows. And my two favorite TV shows of all time are Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. So last video I did a character tier list for both shows. Today I'm going to do a tier list for all of the scenes, or a lot of memorable scenes in just the show Breaking Bad. So obviously, if you're a fan of the show, you know there are countless memorable scenes, so it's going to be fun to do this. I have not really looked at this tier list. I glanced at it. Someone else pre-made it. So it's going to be everything that's in there, but I made sure it had all the major moments, and there are a lot of scenes here. So if you guys like talking Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, or horror in general, make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. So without further ado, just going to adjust my screens here, and we are going to go. So the categories for this tier list are the best, great, good, average, and what? So yeah, much like last list, I am going to try to limit the top of the tier to just a handful of scenes here. Maybe, with Breaking Bad it's hard, but maybe 5 to 7 scenes. So I'm going to grade a little harshly, but there's so many scenes that I can just picture that I want to have at the best. So let's get right into it. And like I said, I have not really looked at this besides glancing to make sure the major scenes are there. So if there's a few pictures here that I might not recognize, there might be one or two. I'll probably put them in average or what, because that would seem to make the most sense, right? So without further ado, let's start right at the top here with Walter White, and this is Say My Name. Say my name. You're Heisenberg. You're goddamn right. Fuck yeah. God damn, I love this scene. Right off the bat, I tell you guys, I'm going to be liberal with things I put in the best, but right off the bat, this isn't the best. This is the best. Absolutely. It might be my favorite scene from the show. It's my favorite GIF to use. It's fucking awesome. This is Heisenberg. God damn, it's so good. So yeah, right off the bat, we're going with the best. And also there's 3 down here, 3 pictures down here that are just like title names. I'm not going to do those. So let's get next. We have, looks like Walt watching Jane die and doing nothing. I said the last scene, you're goddamn right, was Heisenberg. Well, this is when he kind of started becoming Heisenberg. I know he was calling himself Heisenberg, back, when he met with Tuco for the first time, I believe. But this is the scene where it's kind of like he could never go back to just being Walter White. Just a crazy scene. And I love the way Cranston hesitates and the look on his face. He goes to save her and he just hesitates. Cranston's amazing in this scene. You could just see the wheels turning in his head. For me, this is, we're going to call it great, just because of what it means to the show. Next scene, it looks like the ramifications of Jane's death, and that is the 737s crashing. Obviously her dad was the air traffic controller, and yeah, so we had these cold open teases, many episodes throughout the season, and then this is the culmination. Those 2 planes crash. I'm actually not a big fan of this storyline, believe it or not. I felt a little too fantastical, a little too coincidental. I get what they were going for with it, that Walter's actions is going to have far-reaching consequences. But for me, I wasn't a big fan of this. So I'm going to say, what? Next, looks like we have Hank killing Tuco in that great shootout. I love the way Jesse's car is bobbing up and down, that in the cold open of that. As much as I liked this scene, I'm just going to put it in average. Okay? Next, we have Hola DEA. We got Tortuga's head on a turtle before it blows up. This is a cool scene. I'm going good with this one. Next, we got 1 minute. Hank killing the cousins, or at least one of the cousins, and brutally wounding the other cousin. Obviously, a hugely impactful and important scene for this show. I love it. It's in great. Next, it looks like we got Walter disposing. It's got to be from season 1 when he is disposing of the body of who the hell is it? Is it Crazy 8? Or is it the other guy? I can't remember. I think it might be Crazy 8. This is a good scene. Based on what we see after this, all the action and things we see after this, you could probably put it in average as a scene, but because this is the first time we saw it in episode 3? Episode 3, it's a good scene. It's going to good. Next, it looks like we got the cousins walking away from an explosion. Am I missing something with that? Because they're wearing regular clothes. We're gonna go what with that one? Next, we got Walter blowing up that car after he's doing circles when Skyler tells him to sell it. This is another what? Because it's like, even with all these what scenes or average scenes, I'm a broken record here. I'm going to say I get what they were going for, but sometimes, it's just like there's so many better scenes. So I'm gonna put them in average and what. Like I said, I'm going to try to grade. I'm trying to grade fair and trying to be as harsh as possible because this show is so fucking good. I can't have everything in the best or everything in great. Next, looks like Jesse, screaming at Walt after Hank beats the fuck out of him. This is an average scene. Aaron Paul's great in it, but other than that, it's an average scene. Next we have, looks like Badger and Skinny Pete sitting on a bench. I like Badger and Skinny Pete, but this is just going to go into the what? Next we got Walt. Looks like the scene where Walt gets pepper sprayed after getting pulled over. This is after the plane crash and things like that. And this is an average scene. I like Walter's rants. And I love that it just cuts to him pepper sprayed in the back of the car. It's pretty funny. Next, we got Walt walking away after blowing up Ken Wynn's car. Was this the first episode? If it wasn't the first, it was like the first or second. Cool scene. It's as good. I like it. Next, we got Walter. What the hell is he burning? I remember him burning something he's burning something in his backyard. What the hell was he burning? I cannot remember exactly what he's burning in this scene. Is it money? Yeah, it's money. That's right. He's burning money. I think this is going to go on. What? It's another one of those scenes where it's just like, what? Next, we have Walter actually killing Crazy 8. This is when he's bonding with him. He's going to let him go, and then he picks up the pieces of the plate, and he realizes there's a piece missing. His first, I guess he killed the other guy in the RV, but his first real, cold-blooded murder. This is a great scene. It's a great scene. I love that Walt's struggling with the decision. It's so goddamn well shot. Next, we got the scene. I think this is this Crazy Handful and Nothing, but we got Walt and Jesse in the junkyard waiting for Tuco, and I love that they both have the sunglasses on, and Walt's got his Heisenberg hat. It might be the first time he's got the Heisenberg hat. It's a fun scene. We're gonna go good. Next, we got a scene where Jesse he's not overdosed, but he just looks like he's just high as fuck, probably in the Jane time period. This is gonna go in average. Next, we have the scene where Todd kills Drew Sharp after the train heist. Dead Freight. Fucking great episode, by the way. After the train heist, it's just, what a great scene. You see Drew Sharp at the beginning of the episode, right? You see the kid pick up the tarantula, and you know it's going to mean something, right? You know it. That's how Vince Gilligan is. That's how Breaking Bad is. But the episode is so exciting. You forget about that. And all of a sudden the kid shows up and you're like, oh yeah. And when Todd pulls out the gun after, they wave, holy fuck. the beginning of the end of Jesse and Walt's relationship there. That is a great scene. I want to put in the best, but I want to save some others for the best. Next, we have I Am the Danger. This is the best. This is iconic at this point. Like, just, Skyler ends up being scared of Walt after this. It's crazy. Next, we got a scene, looks like from season 1, at the school. Walt kind of standing up to some, or no, it's not at the school. It's the first episode when those kids are making fun of Walt Jr. and Walt walks out the back, comes in the front and puts his and like kicks the kid's leg and like stands up to him. It's fucking badass. That's a good scene. We'll call it good. Really love that. Next scene, I can't really tell by this picture here. What scene is this? Can't tell, so it's going in what? Next, we have someone laying on the ground. It looks like, who the hell is that? Another one I can't tell, so it's going what? I don't think it's Walt. It's not the crawl space one. That was my first thought. No, is that the crawl space one? If that's crawl space, that'd be the best. But because I can't tell, it's going to go into what? Next, we have Walt's reaction after Hank is shot and killed. Ozymandias. That's the best. Look at Cranston's face there. The acting there is superb. It is great. And speaking of that, right before that, we have Walt being apprehended by Frank and Gomi, and Jesse obviously being there. That is a great scene. I can't remember how you pronounce it, Tahali or whatever. The episode before Ozymandias is such an underrated episode. It gets overshadowed by Ozymandias, but I fucking love that episode. Next, we got someone sitting. I can't tell, so it's going in what? Next one, can't tell, so it's going in what? Sorry about that. All right, next we have Jesse. It looks like him going after Saul. And it's right after, which is going to be the next one, it's right after he realizes that Hugo pickpocketed him. He's going nuts on Saul. That's a good scene. There's a couple here that I don't know. I'm going to throw a couple of these what ones that I don't know right there right away so we can move on. But okay, next, Jesse at the bus stop waiting for the vacuum salesman, the disappearer guy, and he realizes, this is when he realizes that Hugo pickpocketed him. This is an average scene. Oh, next we got Mike sitting there waiting to die. Sad scene. That's gonna be good. That is definitely good. Another one that's going to be in the what category. Next, we have Walt walking away in season 1 after blowing up, essentially, Tuco's place. This isn't meth. Boom, that is fucking badass. That is a great scene. Next, we got the pizza on the roof. Guess what? That is the fucking best. Yes, I'm putting that in the best. Just because not only is it classic, it's hilarious the way he throws it. And apparently Cranston did that on one take, evidently, from what I heard in some behind-the-scenes stuff, which is pretty funny. I know it's a little ridiculous to have that in the best, but for me, I mean, that's just, it's part of Breaking Bad, Next, we have Walt getting treatment. Who cares? That's a what? Okay, now we got Walt and Jesse. And I think this is 4 days out after cooking all that meth in the desert, and they're just sitting in their chairs, and you got the sun setting. That is a great scene and absolutely amazing cinematography. Absolutely fantastic. All right, next we got, looks like Walt and Hank. Is this when? No, because they're not in the garage. That's a what? Because I don't know. Another what? Because I don't know. Another what? Okay, next. Okay, here we go. We have Walt in, this is Full Measures, I believe. Jesse's going to kill those drug dealers. Walt all of a sudden comes out of nowhere with the The Aztec drives, nails that one guy, gets out of the car, shoots the other guy in the head. Run. That's the best. That is the best. Actually, that was Half Measures, I believe. Yeah. That is absolutely incredible. Ooh, next we got Gus's, I don't want to say backstory, but the flashback with Gus through the cartel with him and Max. And Hector obviously kills Max. That's a great scene. I loved all that Gus and cartel stuff. Speaking of Gus and cartel stuff, fucking incredible. Now next we got the scene where there's a shot at the chicken warehouse. There's shots being fired, and Gus just walks right out there through the bullets like this, and that is badass. It's not quite the best, but because I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm being very cognizant of what I put in the best, but that is fucking great. Speaking of great, we have the whole scene at the pool at Don Eladio's house where Gus and Mike and Jesse kill all of the cartel people. That is great. That is Hermanos, I believe. Next we have, this is Crawl Space. That's easily the best. 2, 4, 5. That's 6 already in the best. There's probably going to be a couple more. But Crawl Space, God, the end of that episode, with Walt just maniacally laughing so he's not crying, and the camera panning up, and it looks like he's in his own fucking grave. The symbolism there, the phone ringing, and Skyler saying someone put a hit out on Hank, and just fucking fantastic. The end of Crawl Space might be one of my favorite ends to a TV show ever. Just because it's like, you're just like, what's he gonna do? Where's my money? I gave it to Ted. Oh man, so good. Next we got someone pointing a gun at Walt. Can't tell who, so it's what. Next we have another what. Next we got the phone call between Walt and Skyler in Face Off, which is like, Walt, is it over? I won. That's a great scene. Just the way he says I won is such a great fucking scene. So good. Okay, next we have Gus's death in Face Off. He walks out of the room, fastens his tie, and then the camera pans and we see half his fucking face blown off before he falls down. That's easily in the best. I mean, that is so good. Next, it looks like we got, I think this is magnets. This is not magnet. Yeah, but essentially the magnets when they're trying to get rid of Gus's computer or wipe it clean. Jesse, what about magnets? We'll say that's average. Okay. And then we got Dead Freight. Anything from Dead Freight. Oops, I put it in good when it should be in great. Dead Freight is so good. Next, we have Hank discovering Walter's Heisenberg. On the toilet, mind you. A very Hank way to realize that. That is very good. That is good. Next, we have Hank and Walt's confrontation in the garage. I got to do it. I got to put it in the best. So this scene, what I love about the second half of season 5 is we know that Hank discovers Walt, right at the end of season 4 on the toilet, as I just talked about. So I assumed that would be drawn out for, most of the second half of the season, right? No, we get their confrontation. It's next episode right at the end. And, that whole conversation, where Walt's like, are you all right? I don't like the way you're looking at me. And Hank just, shuts the garage door with the remote and just punches him in the face. That whole fucking scene. It was you. And then, the tread lightly part of Walt. Oh, it's so good. Next, we got Tahali, where they apprehend Walt. I talked about that earlier. That is great. I love that episode. And then you got Walt calling Skyler. I believe this is kind of in order a little bit here. But Walt calling Skyler and, telling her to get her shit together because, he doesn't tell her that Hank's dead. But, yeah, that is going to be average. Skyler, this is after Walt steals Holly. that whole scene is great in Ozymandias. And then we got Walt's tearful phone call to Skyler, which is also in Ozymandias, and also great. Just such fantastic acting by Bryan Cranston there, because he's letting Skyler have it, right? But he's crying because he's doing that. He doesn't mean what he's saying. He's doing it to give Skyler an out. Such good acting. Next, we got Saul Goodman in front of We the People. Classic. We're just going to call it good, though. And then we have Walt. Oh, this is when Hank says, W.W. Walt Whitman. And he says, Walter White. And Walt's like, you got me. That's good. We'll call that good. Okay. Next, we have the pilot when Walt is pointing the gun. I assume when he hears the sirens. That is good. Because of the implications of later on in the series, it's kind of drowned it out. But at the time, that was like a hell of a hook to a show in the pilot. So yeah, I'm just going to put it in good for now, though. Next, we have Walt. He's wearing the same outfit when... I'm going to put this in what, because I don't know what it is. But he is wearing the same outfit from Tahali and Ozymandias. Next, we got when Jesse shoots Gale. Poor Jesse. Poor Jesse. That's a good scene. Huell and Kirby laying on the money. I want to put this in the best, but I won't. I won't. That's an average scene. It's average, even though I like it. Next, we got a couple Jesse pictures. One is from early in the season. I'm going to call that average because everything with Jesse's at worst average. And then next we got where Jesse's saying, I think this is where he's saying, I'm the bad guy. So that's average as well. Okay, then we got Walt. Actually, this isn't meth. Boom. That's so good. That's great. Next, we have Walt frantically calling someone. It looks like maybe season 2 Walt. Can't tell. We're going to call that what. I'm using what, guys, as a if I don't know what these pictures are, because like I said, I didn't make this and they're kind of small pictures. So my apologies. But this is fun to do. Next, we got Hank. Looks like he's beating the fuck out of Jesse. That's average. I didn't really like that storyline, even though I get it. Combo getting shot by a kid. I'll call it also average. Okay, well, here we go. We got Lily. Was that Lily of the Valley? The poisonous plant. So after Face Off, we find out Walt won, right? Gus is dead. And then we find out through the camera that as the camera pans and it shows Lily of the Valley, and we see that it was Walt that poisoned Brock. I remember being like, holy fuck, dude. Because as much as Walt had done, I didn't think he would actually do that, right? And I love that when you rewatch this, you see Walt trying to come up with a plan, right? Before, right after Face Off. No, not Face Off. Right after Crawl Space. He's trying to figure out a plan. So he's sitting in his backyard and he's just spinning the gun on the table, and it spins and it points at himself or something like that. So the plan would be what? Kill yourself. Spins again and it points at himself, I think, again. Spins again and points in a different direction, and that direction happens to be where this poisonous plant is, and it gives him the idea, which is fucking amazingly brilliant of Vince Gilligan to do. That is great. That is definitely great. Next, we have Skyler jumping in the pool. We're going to put this in what? Because I thought that was fucking stupid. Next, we have, looks like Walt sitting down, someone doing that. That's what? I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is either. All right, 2 important ones left here. Before I do these 2 important ones, guys, because they're both really good, do me a favor. In the comments, tell me what your favorite scene or scenes in Breaking Bad are. I love to read your guys' comments, and it gives me future ideas for videos as well. So, next, we have Box Cutter. Gus killing Victor, slitting his fucking throat with a box cutter. God damn. The way Gus walks in, you know he's pissed, right? The way he walks in, doesn't say a word, calmly takes his clothes off or his tie and stuff, puts on the hazmat shit, walks over, slashes his throat, and just kind of lifts it up, and blood squirting. Man, even Mike is scared in that scene, which is fucking crazy. That's great. That is great. And then finally, we got something from Felina, the last episode, and that is Walt telling Skyler, "I did it for me." I'm going to call this the best because and I know some of these other scenes might be more exciting than this, but to hear Walt finally admit that. He finally admitted it. To hear him finally admit that to Skyler and to us as the audience. I did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it. And I felt alive. So fucking good. Love that. So, those are the scenes from this Breaking Bad tier list. Like I said, these are just my rankings, and I'm trying to be as liberal as possible. I got a few more ideas besides tier lists for Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, because I love these shows, like I said. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.